My name's Ryan, and I've been a Manx cat my whole life. No one really understands that I suffer from Manx Syndrome. I mean, people hear Manx Syndrome and they think tailless cat, but I'm so much more than that. I was born this way, and it's just something I live with, not who I am. I live with my owner Alessia and my brother Rob. And all in all, it's a pretty decent life. I mean, Alessia's always cared for us. She provides what we need. And, a few more treats wouldn't hurt. But for the most part, I get by. I do pretty much the same things that any normal cat would do. I hang out, play with my toys, eat my food, But I deal with a few different things. I don't have a tail. Rob's got some of a tail, so that's kind of a sore spot in our relationship. But, like I said, I get by.
I have 2 cats, but I've always wanted a tailless Manx. My friends warned me that there are a number of congenital defects associated with the breed, but how could I resist? I would go to the far ends of the earth for my little Rai. He's actually from the Isle of Man, where the breed originated, which makes him that much more special. The day starts when the boys wake me up for some breakfast. I like to add some stool softener to Ryan's food to help him with some of his recent issues with constipation. I like to cover the floor with newspaper because sometimes he has urinary or fecal incontinence, which can get frustrating, especially for him. It's a hard life, having a spinal defect in the sacral region.
I'm one of Ryan's litter mates, but I was always treated differently because I'm a stumpy, which means I have a partial tail. Because Ryan's a rumpy, as in he has no tail, he has a higher likelihood of suffering from Manx Syndrome, but, what can you expect when you're bred from a genetically shallow pool of individuals, right? Am I right?
You're also a Manx, you just don't have the syndrome.
The boys just finished their breakfast, and they're playing now as usual. Notice their gait? Ancestral Manx cats had walking difficulties, and because they were bred strictly for their tail length, they walk like rabbits because of their fused vertebrae and very long limbs. But every now and then, a rumpy appears like Ryan. I wish it only affected his tail length, but sadly, it's caused Ryan to have episodes of fecal and urinary incontinence, and he is always at risk of developing megacolon. Ryan, stop biting your brother's tail.
He's just jealous!
Oh my god, what happened? My poor baby! Hey, you get that camera out of here!
There's rectums everywhere.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emily, and I've been seeing Ryan since he was a kitten. Alessia is bringing Ryan in today because of a new development in his syndrome. This really doesn't surprise me because Ryan has fairly high expressivity of the Manx Syndrome. Cats with the syndrome are expressing the M gene, and there are a number of defects associated with this. Basically, when cats have one M gene and are heterozygous of that allele, they have Manx Syndrome. They can have urinary and fecal incontinence, or they can have problems with walking due to abnormal limb development. And they can even develop conditions such as megacolon due to the problems with the perineal innervation.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Alessia.
Thanks for seeing us.
Let's give him a second, he's a little shy. Let's see if he'll come out on his own. Ah, yes. I can see that his rectum is prolapsed. When I'm feeling his abdomen here, it feels like his colon is a little large. Has anything changed in his condition recently?
We've already been dealing with his urinary and fecal incontinence, but lately he's had some constipation. I've been treating him at home with a stool softener.
Why don't we just let him wander around for a bit?
Please nurture that.
Well, we know that Ryan has many of the problems associated with the Manx Syndrome, like his gait and incontinence. Unfortunately, I think that his condition has progressed. I'm guessing that he's developed megacolon based on his history of constipation, that his straining has caused his prolapsed rectum. I know it's hard to deal with, but remember, with Manx cats, if both parents are heterozygotes, their offspring will have 1 in 4 chances of not carrying the defect and having a normal tail. But it also means that there's an equal 1 in 4 chance that their offspring will die in utero.
Aw, that's so sad.
I agree. It's almost as sad as the girl-guy ratio in vet school.
So how can we be sure that megacolon is really what's going on?
Great question. We need to take some x-rays. Due to selection for cats with no tails, the M gene essentially codes for an incomplete closure of the neural tube during embryonic development, accounting for the ill-formed surrounding tissues. In Ryan's case, he has high expressivity of the gene and therefore has more of the problems than a Manx cat with a slightly longer tail. The first thing telling me that a cat has Manx syndrome is tail length, but the syndrome can appear in both rumpies and stumpies. Second is their history, such as megacolon, urinary and fecal incontinence, that kind of thing. Then I want to make sure that the fused sacral vertebrae aren't the only parts affected, so we take an x-ray to get a better idea of the surrounding tissue. So can you see this area here? That confirms the megacolon.
So what would you recommend for Ryan?
Have you considered surgery?
Oh, my poor baby! Do we have any other options at this point?
After the prolapse rectum, not really. All we can really do is surgically correct affected organs or even the vertebrae if it's too disruptive. Actually, I think you should go see the Bushies. They're Manx specialists and work just down the hall. I'll call them and tell them you're on your way.
I'm sorry. I'm really upset right now. This is a lot to take in.
Yes, I can see that you're very upset right now and that this is a lot to take in.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I'm sorry, that was sloppy. Can we do a timeout and a rewind?
I don't even know what you're talking about, but thanks for everything. Come on, Ryan.
Oh, before I forget, we could have checked Ryan with a myelogram.
Good afternoon, Alessia and Ryan. I hear from the referring veterinarian Emily that you're having some issues with a prolapsed rectum.
It's unbearable. I've been dealing with these issues long enough, and now this. I just want my rectum fixed so I can have a normal life.
As I told Dr. Emily, I'm willing to do anything for Ryan.
Well, you're in luck. I have personally performed these surgeries numerous times, although it is much less commonly seen because breeders are aware that 2 homozygous genes are lethal. I'm still happy to help, though.
Well, what surgeries will I have to get?
You have 2 major options, really. Because the disease itself cannot be cured, in some cases we surgically correct the spinal cord, such as decompression in spinal bifida, but in your case, we'll have to opt for soft tissue repair.
Will it hurt?
More than anything you've ever experienced in your entire life.
I don't know. Have you tried signing up for a PHC shift?
While I go prepare the surgery suite, I'll go get my bro. He'll help you out with the Manx Syndrome.
Thanks, doctor.
You're welcome. You just hang in there, little guy.
Thanks, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Hi there, Alessia and Ryan. My brother told me you're here for some genetic counseling.
Hi, Dr. Bushy. Thanks for seeing us.
So what's the word, Doc? What counsel do you have? Well, if Ryan survives the surgery, he shouldn't be bred because he's affected by the Manx Syndrome. But, what if I meet a cute heterozygous Manx? Couldn't we make things work then? Unfortunately not. Because you have Manx Syndrome, it means that you're heterozygous for the M gene, and so you should only breed with someone who is homozygous recessive for the M gene. But luckily, breeders are fairly aware of this now, and so incidences of Manx Syndrome have gone down.
Well, that's good to hear.
Hello. Yes? He's here, yes. Okay, no problem. Well, it looks like Ryan's emergency rectal prolapse surgery is ready to go. I'm sure my brother will be along any minute. I'm going to go see if I can find him. It was a pleasure to meet you both.
Thanks.
Thanks, Doctor.
Good luck with the surgery.
You ready to go, little guy?
Yeah. I love you, Mom.
Good luck, my sweet bundle of genetic defects. I'll be waiting. Ever since Ryan passed away, things haven't really been the same. It's definitely been empty around here, and I think Rob's felt it the most. On a lighter note, were it not for Ryan, I don't think I would have devoted my life to Manx breeding, and I'm so happy I can continue to express my love for the Manx breed. From this experience, I've learned the crucial role genetics play in these breeds. Luckily, because Rob is a stumpy, I've decided to use him in my breeding. I was initially going to use Ryan, but learning that breeding 2 rumpies would significantly increase the probability of the Manx Syndrome has helped me maximize my business as a breeder.
Life has been, well, pretty good. I mean, sure, I miss Ryan, but I take refuge in the fact that the only recognized tailless cat breed is under control.
My friends tell me that I got into breeding to fill the void Ryan has left us, but I'd like to think that perhaps there's more to it than that. I'm not really superstitious, but I have a feeling Ryan is still here with us, watching over everyone, making sure we're all okay.